Now, we are, of course, here with Minneapolis's own. You are a jazz rock alternative jam band, The Big Woo, from right here in Minneapolis. And thank you so much for joining us tonight on World Exposure with Cher Dial.
And Cher, you are a woman who knows that there's life after love.
Exactly. You can tell that by looking at me.
And also the size of Sonny Bono's penis.
Oh, I see. Okay. Very interesting.
Sorry.
It's okay. So, you could introduce yourselves to the audience because I'm sure they want to know who these two young, good-looking men are.
I'm Mark Joseph. I play guitar and sing with The Big Woo.
I'm the Padre Pimbik. I play bass, tell bad jokes, and sing worse.
Uh-oh. No. Now, you guys are really popular here in Minneapolis, and I know surrounding areas in Wisconsin and a lot of places. When did this all begin for you as The Big Woo?
The Big Woo started in '92. I joined during basically my first day at St. Olaf College in Northfield, Minnesota.
Oh, that's right.
What's that?
Yeah, St. Olaf.
Yeah, St. Olaf. In 1995, and my fellow Northfieldite, Mark Grundhofer of the famed Grundy's Bar and Grill, joined exactly about 5 years ago, almost to the day.
Oh.
There you go.
And that's how it started?
Well, no, the band was already started.
I gotcha.
Mark and I just jumped on because we're lazy.
I see. Yeah, because the band has been together for a long time.
We're
23 years now.
23 years.
23 years. Isn't that amazing?
It
It
is.
it feels older than I am.
I bet. So now, I know you just had the Big Woo family reunion show, and is that the 15th year I read?
Yep, that's the 15th annual, and yeah, it was a great time. We hosted down at a place called Camp Maiden Rock West in Morristown, Minnesota. And yeah, we had some great guests come and join us. We had a New Orleans theme this year. So Ivan Neville and Dumpster Funk joined us. Oh. And we had this phenomenal piano player named John Cleary, who is just amazing. He came and joined us as well, and had some great we had some great sit-ins, and yeah, it was a great time.
I can see Andy enjoyed himself.
He did indeed.
Yeah. I'm still coming down.
I bet, because it's like, is it like a 2 or 3 day festival?
It's a three day festival, or 2 days with a pre-party, so it ends up being 3 days. Yeah.
And is it very Woodstock-like?
8 days later, I'm still not wearing pants.
All right, well that'll go with one of my questions later.
It's a music festival. Yeah, it's camping, and there's multiple stages. I guess in some ways it's Woodstock light. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I always look forward to it every year. Get to see everybody. We had the people coming in from Colorado, Arizona, California,
Missouri, Florida.
Yep.
Wow, that's amazing. And is it always in the same location?
We've been hosting in Morristown now. This is our 4th year in Morristown. And before that, it had been hosted at Harmony Park in Geneva, Minnesota. It was also hosted in Black River Falls at a Jamboree campground. And then also was at Latch Lake Studios originally.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
Now, Andy, how has you joining this band changed your life?
I was on track to be a high-end bond trader and future senator, and then I threw it all away.
Oh.
But it does allow me to diddle around on a bass guitar and be engaged creatively and musically for a living instead of for something that I might be allowed to do 1 hour Sunday night. And You know, it's fun. You know, it's funny is I don't know what my life would be like if I wasn't
If you didn't have
in the
it.
band. Because here's the thing about musicians, and especially the thing about musicians and bands who have been in bands for a long time, is you stop worrying about, or you stop even thinking, like, my name is this and I do this. Instead, you become, I'm Padre and this is who I am. This isn't what I do. I've done it so long.
Sure.
Like breathing or washing my skivvies that, it's who I am. And one thing I really enjoy about this band is that since we don't have a goal, meaning like we need to sell 1 million albums next year or bust.
Exactly.
Instead, now that I'm over 40, a fully functioning rock band just becomes the greatest toy you can possibly have.
I bet.
You can just keep playing with it, playing with it. And you can enjoy it. Have your friends come over and play with it too.
What is the craziest thing that you guys can talk about that ever happened to you on stage or that you've seen from stage? There's got to be something. Do you think?
I'll tell you one, and it's a true story. And we were playing Summerfest in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we were playing this big stage that had this. It was like an amphitheater and had this large, like an overhanging shelter. It goes back 100 rows or whatever. And it's this big structure with poles that went up. About halfway through the show, we were playing a song called House of Woo. And this guy, I call him Spider-Man, jumped on one of these pillars and he went 25, 30 feet up in the air. Bucket. So now it's over, several thousand people. And then he starts grabbing on the rafters up there. Now, I mean, he's at the appropriate height that when you fall, you don't get back up.
Oh my God!
And we're playing. I'm lucky. Finally, we just had to, put a stop to it. There's a million security guys below it, and I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think he was gonna come back down the gentle way.
Oh my gosh! Really?
Nobody climbs.
Yeah, really.
In the middle of a rock show, is right.
It makes it down alive.
Let's go up. And amazingly enough, that Spider-Man, and this guy was amazing. He got himself off the rafters, hooked his legs around the pole like a dancer.
Wow.
And shimmied his way back down right before security, boom, jumped in. Took him away, but I mean, he had the whole place was pretty much frozen for 4 minutes.
I bet.
So, every once in a while you hear a smart ass, jump, let go.
Or the crowd going, jump. No.
And it was tense on stage. I mean, I was gripping the cold beer that I was casually drinking. A little tighter than usual.
Once again, I am here with the Big Woo. I am here with Andrew and Mark from Big Woo from here in Minneapolis, and they have joined us here on World Exposure with Cher Dial. And guys, we're just going to take a break real quick for one of our sponsors, and then we're going to come right back to some more great conversation.
Stay put, more to come. World Exposure with Cher Dial. We'll be right back.
World Exposure with Cher Dial.
I feel like I've known you forever, and I've only known you for an hour.
I feel the same way.
What did you dream of being when you were growing up as a kid?
This.
Really?
Cher interviews musicians, comedians, actors, models, pretty much anyone she finds interesting.
What time is it in the USA?
1:46 p.m.
Not the proper time to talk about sex, isn't it?
Really?
Check her out at worldxcd.com or on her YouTube or Ustream channels.
Let's rock and roll.
Robert W. Morgan here at the place where makeup junkies unite, Midwest Makeup Supply. And I'm here with owner Corey DeBay. Corey, what makes Midwest Makeup Supply so special?
Everything. We offer professional cosmetics, everything from daily wear to special effects. We also offer makeup services, including applications and lessons and consultations. We offer makeup applications for bridal, girls' night out, special events, Halloween, you name it.
Hey Corey, I hear that you offer customized lip colors.
Yes, we do. We offer custom blended lipsticks and lip glosses. Say your favorite color has been discontinued. As long as we have a little sample of that, we can custom match that color for you. Or, for example, say you have a special event you're going to and you needed a baby blue lipstick made, we can custom make that for you too. Our custom lip products start at $18.
Corey, this shop is truly a gold mine for everyone, is it not?
Yes, it is. We have this gorgeous private room that we do our lessons with everybody, but we also work with our clients who are in various stages of transition, who don't want to be out in front of everybody. We have a little more privacy here for doing lessons, consultations, and applications.
Now Corey, what happens if I need to check out a product before I buy it?
You're in luck, because the majority of the products that we have here, you are able to test, touch, and feel, and see how they look before you buy them. So all of these here are eyeshadow, blush, powder foundation testers that you can actually see what it's like on your skin before you take it home with you.
We're not kidding when we say Makeup Junkies Unite, because you can get it all here at Midwest Makeup Supply. So come on down and see Corey and the gang today. We're back, and now more world exposure with Cher Dial.
And we are back on World Exposure with Cher Dial with the wonderful Andy and Mark from the Big Woo right here in Minneapolis. So I would like to talk to you about songwriting. Are there do you two write most of the songs, or is it a collaboration with the other guys?
We two write almost the least amount in the band.
Oh, the least
most
amount?
Most are written by Chris Castino.
Okay.
Another guitar player, and Terry Van Walker, who was the drummer. And they're also the two principal singers, but when Mark joined 5 years ago, it was definitely part of my plan that he's a singer, because he is a singer. He's a great singer. And he's also a great songwriter in his own right. However, I've had kind of a difficult time peeling some new songs out of him. Not that he wouldn't have 20, I just don't know what they are yet. And I'm thinking maybe if I keep him in the band another 5 years, he'll share one or two.
Exactly.
I don't know, Mark.
I played in a band called Down Low for about 8 years before the Big Woo, and I've written probably coined about 30 tunes in my career so far. I'll be writing some for the band here, and we've been kicking around new songs for a new record here coming up as well. And it's the Voodoo Doll from the reunion.
Oh, the Voodoo from the reunion.
Make the whole world dance.
That's cute. You know, I want to ask about the Chasing Buffalo Through the Bathtub.
I only track them. I don't chase them.
Okay. Well, I love that title. And where did that come from?
I think the drummer.
The drummer?
I think the drummer got it from his mom.
Oh, wow.
I think he was having a good old-fashioned family brainstorming with his mommy and daddy, and his mom came up with it. I think this is it.
Really?
Yeah, but that album came out in 1997.
Right.
Which, in Padre years, that's about Civil War era. So, I think that's the actual story. So I'm not pulling your leg.
Right. I was listening to Bird on a Wing. That sounds very like early Skinner-like.
That's it.
Do you think so?
That is a song. That's actually one tune that I wrote.
Oh, it is. Okay, great.
One of the few of the proud. That's the tune I wrote. But Chris came up with the ba da 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 ba 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 ba, and it's kind of Skinner or a down on Main Street. Dad, whoever that singer. Bob Seger.
Oh, Bob Seger, yeah.
Bob Skinner.
Oh, Skinner, Bob Skinner.
But
sorry.
So it was that's by Happy Accident. How about?
And see, that was one of the songs I picked. I like that one.
Yeah, my deceased mother will be happy to hear that.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. She was gonna die anyways.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
What can we expect next from Big Woo?
Oh, as far as we have fall tour coming up. We're with stops in Madison, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Mankato. We're going up north to outside of Fargo.
Nice.
Probably doing a Colorado trip here at some point. That's not quite confirmed yet, but yeah, we'll be going to Colorado here sometime in the next few months.
Oh, that's great.
That's kind of on the horizon, and then also just continuing to work on new songs and get this record going. So.
Sure, exactly. And where can fans log on to find all about Big Woo and even check out the past, family reunions?
There's thebigwoo.com is the online home of the band. We're also on Facebook, on Instagram and Twitter. You can find us there. And YouTube is a good spot to go see some videos.
We're on Instagram.
Well,
Sweet.
we're close. I think the reunion might be on there, but we there's lots of YouTube videos from the reunion every year.
You guys have such a huge fan base, and I really have wanted to interview you for a long time, and I really thank you for taking the time to join us tonight on World Exposure with Cher Dial.
This is Mark Joseph, and this is Andy Miller.
And you are watching World Exposure with Cher Dial.
Stay put, more to come. World Exposure with Cher Dial. We'll be right back.
Hair trends, hair transformation, and hair tranquility begin at Hair Trinity. Hair Trinity Salon, located in New Brighton, offers you elegant, sophisticated, and business stylings to crazy, sexy, cool. Provided by certified stylists that help you create your own style in your image, because one style doesn't fit all. Affordably priced for all hair and types. Hair Trinity Salon, located at 1437 Silver Lake Road in New Brighton.
We're back. And now more World Exposure with Cher Dial.
Some trust in chariots, some trust in horses, some trust in money that come from the bosses. But one day, everything's gonna end. Mister, yeah, I know you're on fire. My breath on your luck will expire. Can't you see you're in dire? Oh, sister, yeah. Girl, I know you're on fire. My breath on your luck will expire.
Here with Mr. Ryan Daniel, and you are a great hip-hop, reggae, soulful artist. And I read where you are an artist to be reckoned with.
Thank
Do you
you.
agree with that?
I agree. You know, in this business of self-promotion, it's tough to stay modest, but I'm thankful for what I've been able to do and to share. What's that train happening in the back there?
Oh, there's a train going through. No, I don't know. Now, I know, Ryan, a bit later, we are going to be talking about this wonderful event coming up with yourself, Niles, and of course, Carol Mirage.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's called Music and Life Series, first annual event.
Yes.
So, would you like to run over that a little bit right now, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it later?
Yeah, well, I got a buddy at the poorhouse where this event is going to be held, and his name is Jake. And, he was like, why don't you come down and do a show at the poorhouse? Saw you guys before. We love what you guys do. And I was, I was kind of thinking about to bring a new approach to Wednesday nights in the Twin Cities. So we thought about it. Everybody is, Wednesday nights is the middle of the week, so a lot of clubs don't really have a lot of people coming out. And we thought of this idea of having a series called Music and Life, where artists will come in and really give you the 411, the stuff that you don't get on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff with regards to why they write what they write, who they are, what their fears are, what their struggles are, and how did they arrive to that place. I kind of call it the ideology of the stage. A lot of us, we see the stage and we think, oh, that person is just, but we wanted to give a music and life series that would give a real, it's beyond behind the scenes, it's within the heart.
Sure, and it's in depth to know who people really are. Because I think that's a big mistake with a lot of people is they do see people up on stage or in the spotlight, and they think that everything is great with them, and they have just as many problems, only they're magnified more. And I think sometimes it gives people encouragement to hear their stories.
Yes.
As bad and downful as it seems. Yeah. But then you can kind of look and go, oh, well, okay, if they survived that, I can survive what I'm going through. And everybody's different. I like that.
Yeah, and I think it's almost like reverse therapy, too, for the artists. Because if you look at every seasoned artist, every band that has spanned like 30 years, they're really all about the introspective part of their art. Mm-hmm. They're talking about everyone from Bono to Ice Cube. It's all about that introspective, because sooner or later that artist, even if it's commercial, they have that crisis of conscience as, who am I? After 270 shows on the road, who am I? And does my art still mean anything after it's been consumed so many times?
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because people get burned out, and we see that all the times. With artists, they go out there, they're on the road, all of a sudden, and they fall into various addictions and different things, and it seems like at the end they're not really happy. Well, there was a story on the inside that the fans never really got to see, and as consumers, the fans get to consume all this stuff, and this is an opportunity to for the fans to come out and in turn kind of give back to the artist by saying, hey, what is it about you that makes you you? Mm-hmm. What is it about you that makes you write this way? And kind of like, what are your perspectives? And just that, I know for me as an artist, getting an opportunity to share those things brings a lot of healing, and it gives the opportunity for better art too. So with Carol, we invited her. She has a story to tell, and she's been through certain things in her life, and she has passions to help and serve women with domestic abuse and all those things, and to serve her community. She is an artist herself, so we felt that it was a great opportunity to have her come in and kind of kick off the show with you as the host, and just kind of give a little in-depth behind the scenes with regards to her music, her passions, the things that she's trying to be, her fears, her struggles, all those things.
Oh, sure. And her family and what she has gone through, too, to get to where she is.
Yes.
And I'm sure she'll be talking about Nikki also.
Yeah. So you'll probably mention a little bit about Nikki. And
it's going to be, like you say, it's just, even though you can get your feelings and emotions out in your music, I think it's always good to talk to somebody, because sometimes you can bring out something in them that they didn't even know was there. I've talked to people and they're like, oh, wait a second, I didn't really realize that till it came out,
Yeah. And artists are a strange batch, man. I mean, the artistic is always a strange batch. So I think equally entertaining is to hear artists kind of wrestle through common language. And give them the opportunity to communicate some of the stuff that they're sensing and the stuff that they're feeling. Music and live series is what we're doing.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you a question about your music and your background. Do you think that music found you, or did you find music in your life?
That's a good question. Who found who? Which came first, the chicken?
Yes. It is an interesting question.
Yeah.
Because, is it something that's always been within you? Do you think that it was a way to release maybe something you couldn't release talking to people? Is that maybe where it came from for you?
I would say if music was its own entity, if music had its own life and nature, I would say that it found me. But since that's not true, the truth is that God found me, and He gave me purpose through music. That was the deal. So, you know, everything that I write is directly tied up to what I believe to be true, to what I believe to be pure. So I write from a different place. You know, I was fortunate, even though I had a lot of, you know, struggles and development things going on personally. A lot of my writing has to do with what's going on inside of me versus what was happening in the community. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it was kind of different. It's not like I grew up in a really, really bad place, and now all my writing is about this bad place that I grew up in. You know, I was fortunate to be to grow up in a great, loving home. You know, with both parents. So a lot of the writing that I do has to do with my, my faith and how I use music to impact what is around me.
Sure.
I feel that that's definitely a responsibility that I have as an artist. Cross Movement. I don't know. It was a Christian rap group. They put it best. It says, "The canvas we paint, is what we are. So we draw as artists. We draw what we lust."
Yes. I see. Yeah. It makes sense.
We draw what we lust. Now we can say, okay, which comes first, chicken or the egg? The society, the community we were in, all this stuff. Well, I was, this is what I saw. We're just putting it out there in the streets, and but the idea is that as artists, we draw what we lust, and then those who emulate us, begin to lust for the same things. And sadly, they never become as prominent as some of the artists that put this kind of lifestyle, worldview out there. So I try to bring something a little more different, based in hope, and inspire people to keep pressing on for their dreams, for their goals.
I gotta say, your show is powerful. And
Thank
it's
you.
exciting, and I just always can't wait to see you.
It is. We're growing, and I'm growing too. And I can tell you, the thing that I love the most about what we do is that I get to share it with great musicians. Okay. It's different here in Minneapolis to a lot of different places across the country. I mean, there are a lot of towns that you can go into that they are very cliquish.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's
very
not
much
that
so.
way here, though.
Yeah, it's very so. And a lot of guys still work. 3 or 4 nights a week. Doing music, and my team is what makes it really great for me. The intrinsic value for me is not being known and all that other stuff. And probably that's why I haven't put a lot of energy into that yet. But the thing for me is the show. The show, man.
The show.
The show.
Yes.
The moment of the stage, the show. You know what I'm saying? So every time we go in and we're about to do a show, we know in our minds that this can be the last time that we get the opportunity to rock the stage.
Yeah, you do.
And it tells in the way that we do every single thing. Whether it's 50 people, we've always had that discipline in everything that we do, whether it's 50, 500, 500,000. It's all about that show, sharing that moment together with the guys, the drummer, bass, Devo, all those guys.
And the audience. The
And the
audience
audience.
gets into it. I mean, the audience is so excited about it. And,
Yeah.
I get that pumps you up,
Yeah.
It's got to
You know,
be
when
just
we
wonderful. Huh?
When we first started, the Minnesota audience was like, "What?"
What's this?
So they're like, "What's this?"
Well, because it was like reggae hip hop.
What is reggae hip hop? The hardcore reggae.
Yeah.
fans, they were like, "What? What is this reggae EDM thing?"
Uh-huh.
And the other side that they kind of never really heard of, they're like, "What is this? What is this reggae kind of hip hop band thing doing in our competition?" And then the hip hop's like, "Well, it's not really hip hop. It's who?" So we've got thick skin.
Yeah.
Playing in all kinds of places, and sometimes, more often than not, to be honest, everybody kind of responds because our stuff is so fresh and new. But we have had to learn to enjoy it for ourselves.
Yeah, you have
Because
to.
we're just different.
I want to talk about your production company.
Yeah.
Now that's, I know, a lot of hard work for you. You put in a lot of hard work, and maybe you could tell the audience a little bit about that and what you do with them.
Well, my production company is called Zandolee Media, ZANDOLEE Media.com. And it's a video production company. And pretty much, I started it to, that's how I make my living and do my music. So, I needed a different kind of model instead of, hitting the road or going working for someone else. So we work for ourselves and we do corporate videos, promotional videos. We do a whole bunch of wedding videos and all that stuff too. Fortunate, it's run by my wife and I, and we've got a great team of guys that work with us. And this event is actually being sponsored by my company.
Oh.
So
okay.
yeah, Snap Media is actually putting this on.
I have one too.
Yeah. Bang! Hey,
I can't wait.
Right side up,
I know, we're getting so charged up, and we want people to obviously come on November 4th to the Poorhouse. What can fans expect to see at this show? Besides you, of course, performing, but the other artists are going to be performing, and then I am going to be actually sitting on the stage and interviewing everybody in between sets. So that's kind of a new concept too.
Very new, very new. So it's part of the
Very
the music and life series idea where we bring together, the vibrancy, musicality of a show, and we add late night TV.
Yeah.
So that's the whole idea. So the artists, Carol Mirage and Niles, you'll get to see them perform, but you also get to hear a little bit about them.
Yeah, that's going to be
in a
fun.
nice laid back, and specifically too for Carol, we're going to also let the audience, this is really cool, let the audience ask some questions too. Kind of get involved and kind of interact with her.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. And you too. And Niles, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would like to know certain questions, and nothing's off limit, right?
Yeah. Well, that's not true.
I know. There's some things off limits.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's off limits. So we'll give 2 or 3 opportunities, and if your question is inappropriate, we'll just go to another question.
Oh yeah, no inappropriate questions.
Yeah.
No inappropriate. But once again, Ryan Daniel, and we were talking about this wonderful show. Where can they go to purchase tickets ahead of time? For this show and your website and everything going on with it?
Yeah, if you visit my website, which is zandoleemedia.com, ZANDOLEE media.com, you can go on there. There's an Eventbrite site. You can just click on it and you can purchase your tickets. Tickets are $20 in advance, $25 the night of. Seating is limited for this kind of show. And you can also visit us on Facebook. You can check out my website, on Facebook, which is RD Music. So Facebook.com/RD Music. And you'll get more information here too. And the event is also on Facebook. You can go check it out. Carol Mirage in Minneapolis, Poorhouse. The event will pop right up. And you can leave a great comment. And also go purchase your tickets.
Oh yeah, it's just gonna be. We talked about it today, and the more I talk about it, the more exciting it gets as it gets closer. Yeah. And I think it's just gonna be a fantastic night of, like you say, music and talk, and hopefully people will just come pouring in for this first ever event with Ryan Daniel. And thank you so much for putting it together and all your hard work.
Welcome, yeah, welcome. It's been good. It's been good.
Well, that was a great show because we touched on a lot of subjects, and it was really nice.
Yeah, I thought so. So I think it's I'm super convinced that everything is going to be awesome. This is Ryan Daniel from Minneapolis, and you're watching World Exposure with Cher.